Hello, I'm Scottish Mountain Man and welcome to the Lambing Diaries. I visited my friend Donald to lend a helping hand with his lambing season in the North Highlands. We filmed everything we could for 2 days over the busiest period of lambing, and here is a taste of what's to come. Hello, I'm Scottish Mountain Man and welcome to episode 2 of the Lambing Diary. You join us in the late morning in one of the sheds as Donald and Alistair prepare the equipment we need for our next job of the day. We had already had a busy morning. If you haven't already caught episode 1 of the series, you can find it on my channel. We had a few more things to collect from the indoor lambing shed before we set off for our next job. As I collected the last of the equipment from inside the shed, I heard a lamb bleating quietly in the distance. It was the kind of sound you only hear a newly born lamb making. Upon seeing the lamb in the corner, it appeared to be stuck mid-birth to me, so I quickly shouted Donald to come and help.
Donald! It's out. It's out.
Luckily there was no need for concern, as the birth was quickly over and both lambs were looking fit and healthy. This panic was just down to my lack of experience working with sheep, but Donald was quick to reassure me that it's better to always be safe rather than sorry.
Rather have made a fuss over nothing than...
No, that's fine. It's good. And they're in a pen and sorted out, so.
Better to be safe than sorry.
We had made it to the field where we would be working for the next few hours, and as the next job entailed gathering and handling yows and lambs, our first port of call was to set up a pen. As we began arranging the gates, Alistair mentioned that he'd been teaching Donald some new slang terms that the cool kids now use. So, welcome to the segment of the film I'm calling Teuchtor in the City.
Yeah, Donald, give us a sample.
Yeah, man, this is well dope.
On today's episode of Teuchtor in the City...
This is well dope.
Yeah, dog.
No, but what else? It's like,
Yeah, dog. Were you alive in the 80s?
yeah, man. I like 2 chains.
I like 2 chains on my fence. Name one.
I like the rapper 2 Chainz and baby.
Fitz's name, 50p. 50p, no, 50 cent, that's it.
50 halfpence. 50 tuppence.
Fitz that rapper's name, Tuppence Halfpenny.
Alright, blood. You can.
Blood, what's poppin'?
Wagwan. Booyakasha.
All your cultural references in one.
When you're working long hours every day of the week, keeping everyone's morale high is important, and laughing about absolute nonsense is a great way to boost morale. With the pen set up, we headed off to gather the flock of sheep. This is a large park, and we knew it would take some time to gather this flock.
Away.
And he's off. Right, the plan of attack here is to round up these sheep into that corner. Yeah, that's hail on the 1st of May, that.
Somehow, one of the ewes and our lamb had managed to get onto the wrong side of the fence and were hiding out in the trees.
Are you going to get that one in? Okay.
We opened the gate and began to usher them back to the park. With the hailstones getting heavier and heavier, Donald had found shelter in the woods, whilst Alistair snuck around the ewe and her lamb to start pushing them back to the gate.
I can see her!
As soon as she appeared, Donald sprung into action and started charging through the trees like a man on a mission. I, on the other hand, was busy keeping Ted company.
I'll be completely honest, I don't know about you, but for me at least, I would choose to be out here on a day like this rather than indoors anywhere. There's an old saying, there's no such thing as bad weather, just poor clothing.
Come by! Was there? Where? Come by here!
Alistair was buzzing after spotting his first blackadder snake. It's always exciting to catch a glimpse of some of Scotland's lesser seen wildlife. Myself and Donald grabbed the ewe and her lamb, and before long we had them both back in the park. Now we could finish gathering the flock.
I saw an adder in there.
Hey?
I saw an adder in there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, behind the tree. That's the first time I've like seen properly in my life.
Yeah, and I haven't seen one in years. This
And
was
it's
probably
quite
yours.
cold for them actually.
Woo! There we go, we're almost there. So Donald's at the back of the park there working the dog, corralling these sheep towards this corner. And then we're going to try and box them into these gates that are set up. We're getting closer now, they're all corralled up beside the pen, but now we need to get them past it and back and into it. There we go.
I've been to a city once.
GoPro record this, you doing it.
It's recording.
Oh, hi camera.
Our aim here is to attend to some of the new lambs that are now a week or two old. Each new lamb on the farm will be dosed with 3 medicines. A wormer to help with internal parasites, a vitamin supplement to help boost their immune system, and a dose of Spot On to ward off the external parasites. Then they get tagged. Every sheep in the UK has a unique tag number that acts as a passport as the meat enters the human food chain. Finally, the lambs have their tails ringed. This process may seem cruel to an uneducated person, but it is essential. If the tails were left at full length, it would accumulate dirt and droppings. This in turn would attract flies, and it could lead to a serious health and welfare issue. As we worked our way through the flock, each of us settled into our role, and before long, we were working like a well-oiled machine. Soon, the job was finished, and it was time to get back to check on the sheep in the shed. Alistair would help Donald and myself wrangle a couple more sheep that were to be moved, before he had to head home.
Oh, there's some funny looking sheep.
Didn't you go in here?
I don't see why not, yeah?
I'd like to take this chance to mention how much I've enjoyed working with and getting to know Alistair. For a young lad of just 13, he has a phenomenal work ethic, a wealth of knowledge beyond his years, and tons of enthusiasm. Having started working at 13 myself, I know it can be challenging at times, but I truly believe with his positive attitude and guidance from passionate people like Donald, Alistair has a bright future ahead of him, and I wish him my absolute best.
I would love some food.
4:45, another for lunch.
Isn't that when everyone has their lunch? 3:45. I'm knackered. I need a coffee bad. Home sweet home. Hello, Fionn.
Hello, Fiona.
It's a nice break, wasn't it?
Lovely.
Right, so we didn't get in till 4:30 for our lunch. So we've taken an extra long lunch there and had a chance to get a coffee and some food and a little bit of a rest. That's us all finished up now. Time to get back to it. We've got some sheep to drop off in another part of the ground, and then we've got an odd job to get done that's rather important, and then it's back to checking sheep again. So let's go. Oh, it's a red deer. Well, ladies, you've earned your freedom. Well done on another successful year. See you soon.
Donald keeps an eye on a couple of small hydro stations that are unmanned. So we headed up the glen to have a quick check. I mean, really, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, we've just finished doing our checks of our odd job at the hydro station. And I'll be honest with you, it's nothing short of disasters. So we're going to sort this and then get back to sheep work. Catch up with you then.
With the problems at the hydro station sorted out, it was back to the field to check on the girls.
So we're back in the land of the sheep. And once again, it's time to check the sheep. So this has been a long day. It's now 20 to 8 in the evening, and it's getting towards the end of the day, but it's certainly not done yet.
We trundled around the field slowly, with the cold spring sun slowly sinking.
Stay. Stay. No. Doris, no. Phyllis, stay. You've got to be able to have fun.
As we were checking the last field, Donald noticed a ewe sat on the fringes of the field that looked as though it might be struggling. He took a moment to observe from a distance, not wanting to cause any unnecessary distress to the ewe, before eventually deciding this ewe was in need of our help.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Can I?
You want to?
Yeah. Do you mind?
It's the 2 legs and head here, but it's just what's happened is the shoulders are stuck back like that.
Okay.
So all you need to do is pull one leg straight, pull the other leg straight, and then pull all together. But
Okay.
pull them this way down the way,
Okay.
so if you grab, you'll
And-
see you'll see a leg
Yeah.
there. So pull the leg. Right, that's one. Hang on.
Yeah.
There's another one there.
Yeah.
So pull that one as well.
One.
Pull it. Keep going. There we go. Right, clear that bag off its face. So basically you just clean its face, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, right, pull all 3 together but down towards the yow here. That's it.
Oh.
Right round, break the cord and get it round to the mother.
Oh wow. And this is a perfectly healthy lamb. There's nothing wrong with this, so brilliant. So what are some of the things that can go wrong? Obviously, like they can drown if the back
Yeah, so you need to make sure you always take the bag off its face, you know what I mean, and make sure it's breathing, but I mean that's quite happy. So what we need to do now is basically get out of here without disturbing her, because we don't want her to run off, because if she runs off then yeah, it's just going to cause another nightmare. So
Of course.
I'll get you to drive the truck out of the road, away over there, over to the stone pile, and I'm just going to back out here that way. So
Okay, well, best of luck in life, little guy. Now I realise some of you will find that all a little bit too much. You know, fair enough. But that's nature. It's life. That's how new life gets made. It's not clean, it's not tidy, and it's not necessarily pretty, but it's a beautiful moment to be a witness to, I think, and especially like to know that like it's a small or some kind of chance that that little lamb might not have survived that birth if we hadn't been there. So I'm kind of, it's a double-edged knife. I'm glad this has happened. I'm also sad it's happened, but I'm glad you got to see it anyway. So cool.
With the lamb and its mother left to rest, we sat back at a distance and observed. This also gave us a chance to keep an eye on the other ewes around us.
Oh, likely suspect.
Funny how when they become like so maternal, you know, just before they're lambing, they steal other sheep's lambs. You know, 2 minutes ago she was standing there thinking that was her lamb, but she's not even had a lamb yet.
That's fascinating. Right. So it's been an eventful checking of the fields. Don't know if you can make it out on the GoPro camera, but there's a ewe with her lamb in the corner and another one lying down in a little trampled bit of grass, and that's usually where a good sign they're going to lamb. So she doesn't appear to be too close, so we're going to leave her to it. Over in the back, one of the back fields, we do have a ewe that looks like she's struggling, so we're going to head over there. This is one of the busy days.
It took us about 2 minutes to get to the ewe that appeared to be struggling, by which time there was already a new arrival. Satisfied that the sheep in the fields were safe and sound, we popped back to the shed to check on the indoor sheep once again.
And there's more work to be done, of course. It's never ending. It's now 9 o'clock at night. Sun's still up. Love the Scottish summers. And it's time to have one last check of the shed. Last feed and water for them all. So while Donald checks on the condition of the lambs, I'm going to get cracking with the work. Thank you. You've still got the moves.
Quick feed and water, and the shed was ready to settle down for the night.
Is there more to come? Work. Okay.
Just as we thought, it might be time for dinner.
Once again, it's back to action stations. As one of the other shepherds on the estate has been by checking the sheep, and he's just wrangling a ewe to help her lamb now. So it's all stations go. Here we go. He's over the other side of this field. Sadly, things don't always go to plan, and on this occasion, the little lamb was stillborn. So, do you know, I'm here for a long weekend helping out, and I don't like seeing that. So you can imagine how these guys feel, having spent all day, every day, for the last year preparing for this moment. And then to have things like that happen, it's part of the job, it's part of nature, it's part of life. But it's still hard on these guys, and I've heard people suggest farmers are mean, cruel, and don't care about animals, and that is the most ludicrous statement I've ever heard, because it's quite the contrary. These guys, or these people that are involved in animal husbandry and farming are some of the most compassionate people when it comes to animals that I've ever met. And yeah, so ups and downs, not everything can be perfect, but hey ho, the day goes on. Well, as it happens, after losing the lamb, just seconds later, another one lambed and absolutely fit, fine and healthy. I am glad we got to see all the spectrums of how this job works. You definitely have to take the good with the bad in this. Like I say, it's just nature. I'm glad you got to see the good side of this earlier with the lambs being born, because that's the real rewarding side, and this is the more hard to swallow part. Well, there we go. That's the end of the first day. It's been a bit of an adventure. There's definitely been some ups and there's definitely been some downs. But overall, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm starving, thirsty, tired. So I'm going to go get fed and water, and then I think it'll be an early night, ready for another action-packed day tomorrow.
Thank you for watching episode 2 of The Lambing Diary. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss what's coming in the third and final episode of The Lambing Diary.